Content warning. Echo can be emotionally intense experience and may not be for everyone. Echo contains themes of adult nature, including violence, torture, drug usage, and harsh language. Viewer discretion is advised. So now we're going after Flynn. That's what we're doing now. I look back at Flynn as he winds his way down the trail towards the road. I sigh angrily, starting towards him. Chase, I wouldn't. Someone's gotta talk sense into that idiot. He thinks he can just get away with this shit? You know how he is. I keep walking. He's moving pretty slow, so it's easy to catch up with him. He's got his hands jammed in his pockets as he walks along, his head down. Hey, Flynn! Then looks back around at me. He's chewing on a toothpick, which he promptly pulls out of his muzzle. The hell? What the fuck you think you're doing, Chase? Go back. Yeah, right. You think you just walk away from me after saying shit like that? He stops walking and turns around fully to face me. I step up right in front of him, just a few feet away. He looks me over and, for some reason, I can see a smile threatening to crack his face as he tries to keep it hidden. Yeah? And what are you going to do about it? I shrug. Talk? We were having a good time. Why do you have to go and turn everything good? He suddenly steps up close, thrusting his chest out into me. It hits me and around the neck, and I stumble back. Not in the mood. He sticks the toothpick back in his muzzle before he turns around and starts walking away. Go back to the river so you can all talk about what an asshole I am. What? I watch him go for a bit. I'm not too worried about Flynn actually beating me up. I'd annoy him pretty bad before, but he hasn't actually hurt me. At least not maliciously. On top of that, he'd have Leo to answer to if he ever did anything like that, and he knows how that would end up. Still, he did look pretty angry when he stepped towards TJ. More than I'd ever seen him, probably. Now might not be the best time to do this. No, we're gonna keep going. Screw him! Once again, he thinks the act of an asshole can just brush off whoever he doesn't want to talk to, bitch. Well, I'm about to show him exactly why that doesn't work when it's a stubborn otter he's up against. I start following again, doing a little jog to catch up. This time, Flynn hears me and rolls around, pulling the toothpick out of his mouth again. Your ears filled with water? I said fuck off! I flinch a little under his yelling, but I square my shoulders and walk up to him, standing my ground. Now I'm only 3 feet away. Or what? You're gonna hit me? Really? Go on, try it. I look him in the eye, and immediately I know I had nothing to worry about. This is Flynn, after all, one of my best friends. Whether or not he'd ever admit to it, our little group is family, no matter how many stupid fights we get into. He's trying to scare me, though, with the way he's leaning over me, glaring. I just smirk up at him, and pretty soon I see his facade crack. He slumps down, letting out a massive sigh, deflating like a life-size lizard balloon. Fucking otters, what do you want? I want you to stop being a dick. Flynn looks right back at me and glares. Some of the posturing comes back. What? Oh, Christ, you heard me. That is not a good thing to say to me right now. Not me hover handing over the cover dog thing just in case, but like they let me know that the only scene is when we're in a bedroom, so we're good. Flynn starts leaning over me again, and I lean right back, almost bumping muzzles. Kiss, 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 kiss. Yeah, well, everything you said back there was not a good thing to say. I see the corner of one of his eyes twitch. We're so close I can smell the beer on his breath. I see that smirk tug at his muzzle again. Coming in for a kiss? He presses even closer and I feel my muzzle flush, but I'm not backing down. I see how it is. You're bored with Leo and now you want some lizard action, eh? Ooh. Ooh. That very much did. No, I just want to He raises a brow and leans back a little. Explanation of why you're being such a dick when you're all supposed to be having fun. Actually, I think I know exactly what this is. You're trying to prove me wrong. Well, being an obnoxious twit doesn't suddenly mean you've got a personality. Anyway, he told me to speak my mind. I did. He turns away again and starts walking. I quickly catch up and start walking alongside him. That's not an answer. Besides, even if something's true, it doesn't mean you have to point it out in the middle of everyone's vacation. Flynn keeps walking, opting to glare at the dusty trail. Do you really think I'm just looking to bone all of you? I'm not. Well, I am for sure. For sure, like I am. Flynn laughs, and for once, it's not cynical, it's genuine. I think what you're doing right now isn't helping your case, Chase. What? I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with you, Flynn. My phone buzzes and I pull it out. Are you okay, Leo? It's a text from Leo. Everything's fine, I'm just trying to talk to Flynn. Flynn snorts right in my ear, making me jump. I jerk my phone away as I realize he's been reading over my shoulder. What? Wolfie boy thinks I'm gonna clock you for being annoying? You almost hit TJ. Almost. At this point, we're walking along the lake, alongside Lake Emma Road, the trail winding between it and the reservoir itself. There's a little guardrail on the lakeside, but it's rusty, and I seriously doubt that it would stop any car from going over into the lake. Ha! Foreshadowing, foreshadowing, foreshadowing. That was foreshadowing. Damn. Another 10 minutes and we'll reach the motel. My phone buzzes again as I get a response from Leo. If he does anything, call me. Leo! Flynn sighs again. He stops and I turn to face him. He looks sad for once, staring hard at the ground. I just sort of blacked out for a second. I was angry. That's what murderers say after they kill their exes. Jesus, Chase. Well, okay, I fucked up. Yeah, no shit. It's just something that's been fucking with me ever since it happened. That he's not telling the truth. Flynn looks up at me sharply. You know he isn't. Flynn's staring at me hard as if he's looking for something, and this time I do look away. Well, what if he is? No, you saw him right after it happened. How scared he was. How he couldn't look at any of us. I have no idea what to say. Flynn never talks about this. Before today, the last time I heard him mention Sydney was like 6 years ago. It's really fucked me up. And that we thought we could just come back to this stupid fucking lake. He kicks his foot across the ground towards the reservoir, some pebbles falling over the steep drop and plopping into the water. It fucked us all up, but Flynn most of all. Look, Flynn, maybe something did happen, something he doesn't want to tell us. But it's TJ. You know what kind of person he is. And that's what makes this so fucking shitty. But we were kids. It was like 10 years old. We're different people now. Looking behind Flynn, I see Leo's van coming up the road. Flynn waits for me to go on, but sees me looking back and does so himself. As soon as he sees the van, he folds his arm and turns his head to look across the lake. As it pulls up alongside us, the window rolls down and I see Jenna in the passenger seat, Leo next to her. Hey, we're heading back. Want to get in? Flynn doesn't say anything, instead choosing to continue staring at the lake. I decide that it's probably a good idea for me to walk with him instead of making him do it alone. Nah, that's alright. We're just talking. Leo shifts his gaze to Flynn, studying him before turning back to me. Alright, text me later, okay? Okay. The window rolls back up as the van pulls away, kicking up some dust from the roadside as it does. I turn back to Flynn, who's still looking at the lake, chewing slowly on his toothpick. That's when his stomach growls so loudly it almost makes me jump. I snort, and Flynn fixes me with a glare. What? I didn't get to eat. Neither did I. Which is your fault. Flynn grunts and keeps walking up the trail towards Echo, the town's shut windows and rusted signs glinting in the desert haze. I skip alongside him, you know, gaily, as a gay otter. Hey, why don't we go to the diner? It's just a few minutes away. Flynn grimaces. I can't eat that shit anymore. What? When was the last time you ate there? A few years ago. Wow. What do you eat then? People. The bolsa. Debussy. Flynn laughs. I go to Baden where they actually have a grocery store. Oh, okay. A few moments of silence pass before Flynn speaks up again. I guess it wouldn't hurt to eat there again, for old time's sake. As we... Loopy! As we walk into the diner, my senses are assaulted by nostalgia. Everything looks and smells the same, from the faded, patched stools to the smell of burgers and fries. Out of habit, I started walking towards the corner booth, the one we always used to sit on. Where are you going? Huh? I look back at Flynn, who's standing near the counter, looking ready to sit in one of the stools. Oh, come on, Flynn. You know those are uncomfortable. Besides, it'll be easier to talk. Some of the patrons are starting to look up from their meals. Flynn looks around, clearly embarrassed, and shoves his hand in his pockets, making his way over to me. Fine. I slide into the booth, into my usual spot on the right-hand side. Usually, Leo would sit next to me. Flynn sits opposite of me, leaning back, eyes half open. Tired? Yep. I wait for him to elaborate, but he doesn't go on. Up late? Flynn reaches up and rubs his eyes. Yeah. There's a long breath he takes in before he says that. Tells me he's starting to get annoyed, so I drop it. Luckily, that's when Janice, the one that did not murder anyone, the old diner waitress, comes over to our table. Chase! My goodness! What are you doing here? Hi, Janice. Just doing a school project. Oh, really? I wonder what sort of schooling might be here for you. I'm actually just getting some film of the town. Flynn's covering both of his eyes with his hands now, and is as if that's going to make him invisible. And you, Flynn? Can't say I've seen you at all recently. Flynn makes a low grunting sound, not taking his hands away. Janice keeps talking, though, unfazed. Well, if anything you like to drink while you're deciding on your meal. Water. Chase? Oh, Chase? Oh boy. Water, Coke, root beer float, a strawberry shake? Huh. Which one should I get? Root beer? I'm not gonna lie, I don't like root beer. It has a weird, it's the earthy taste that's for me. Like, it has a weird aftertaste for me. I know it's from a root, but like, I have that over Coke. I'll have Coke over that, but like the strawberry shake though. It's also great. I'll take strawberry shake. I'll have the strawberry shake. Sure thing. Flynn does move his hands up at this point and looks at me. His expression is odd, like he wants to say something. I look back and raise my brows, but he just shuts his muzzle and looks out the window. All right, I'll be back. I'll be right back with you. As Janice moves on to some other patrons, I look back at Flynn. Were you going to say something? Flynn shakes his head, folding his arms on the table and hunching forward. No. Somehow his mood is even darker than it was earlier. I sigh, frustrated. It's so damn hard to understand Flynn. His mood swings are absolutely ridiculous. I lean back and fold my arms, scowling. What? You know exactly what. I'm trying to be friendly here. I'm trying to get into your pants, clearly. Flynn shrugs, a bewildered expression on his face. I don't know what to say, Chase. It's been a shitty day. I don't say anything and just look out the window like Flynn. Again, there's a tense silence between us. Oh my god, I'm gonna burp. Ugh. Ah. I just listened to the clatter of silverware from the two other people in the diner, along with the old rockabilly music playing over the crackly speakers. Finally, Flynn sighs, and I decide that's his signature expression, like Carl shrugs. Sorry, I'm just, like I said, it's been a shitty day. It's fine. That's when Janice brings over our drinks before taking a notepad out to take our orders. All right, what do you have? The tuna melt, onion rings. Uh-huh. And you, Chase? I like how I get more options to choose what I eat here. This is great. Yo, but what if he just matches energy? Tuna melt. I'll get the tuna melt too. All right. And what do you have on the side? Onion rings. Thank you for the care package. I will drink some water because my doing Flynn's voice is gravelly. Onion rings, please. Flynn is staring at me in a weird, squinting sort of way, as if he's trying to see something. Great. I'll have it right over. Sit tight. As Janice bustles away, I look to the side, then back at Flynn. What? Flynn keeps squinting, his face incredulous now. Do you really not? He doesn't finish and instead shakes his head. Never mind. He's like, do you really not want to get in my pants? Is that like what he's saying? Seriously, you're kind of freaking me out. Flynn chuckles and covers his eyes again, rubbing. Same. What the hell is he talking about? I'm opening my mouth to ask again, but he cuts me off. Listen, I've got the day off tomorrow. Do you want to do something? I stare at him at loss for words. First, he's acting like a complete douche. Then he tells me I'm scaring him, and now he's inviting me to hang out with him? Is he, what do you call it, bipolar? Girl, oh my god. I guess? Alright, I'll come by sometime afternoon. Maybe with Carl. He doesn't do shit, so he should be free. Okay, I guess I could use a break from working on the project for a bit. Flynn goes on to tell me that he and Leo often go out fishing on their days off, and that it's actually a lot of fun. I'm still trying to get used to the shift in conversation when Janice shows up with our food. Flynn stares down at this giant, greasy sandwich while I take a giant bite of mine. Fuck, I'm gonna regret this. Why? Tastes great. Well, you're lucky. This kind of food fucks up my stomach. Do you make your own food? Yep. Oh, we got a cook here. Oof. Oof, smash. You're right. You're right, Harl. Smash. You can cook? Oh, shit. My door's open. Front door open. Doing like number 67, the spread eagle. I snort and Flynn looks up sharply. Sorry, it's just hard to imagine. Hey, I'm a real good cook. I bet you are. I can't help it. Lizard folk, man. Lizard folk. I guess the expression on my face is showing. I don't... Look at him! So cute! I don't buy it because he smirks back at me. Fine. Sometime this week you're coming over. I'll show you then. Ooh, that's when we're gonna have the sensor dog in the front. We're gonna have this up. Look at that shocked face. My god. And the only two people that can see it if Arden stays, if we do it next week and Arden stays, we're gonna watch it. That's just there. I feel like I've won some kind of secret battle we were having. Deal. Oh my god. Flynn pulls me over rocks and boulders. I stumble along trying to keep up my balance. Flynn's insistent, though, almost angry. We reach the edge of the lake and he throws me down. I stare at the wet sand, then back up at Flynn. He points and tells me to dig. I start digging. I don't know what I'm looking for, and I ask, but Flynn doesn't say anything. Water keeps filling the hole. It's hard to keep the sand from sliding back in. Finally, I reach in deep and something grabs my paw. I stay like that for a long time. Yeah, no, like this dream sequence was different on Leo's. Basically, Chase finds himself on the beach, but with chains attached to an anchor at the bottom of the lake. And as he tries to head over to Leo, the chains grow taut and Leo points at something and he says to run. Like, this might be foreshadowing. This all might be foreshadowing. How's it look? How's this look? Carl dangles the lure in front of himself, bouncing it around. Flynn squints at it incredulously. I'm pretty sure his muzzle would be hanging open if he didn't have a toothpick in his mouth. Jesus fucking Christ, Carl, what is that? What? Carl has tied the spinner in a giant ugly knot and the string sticking out in every which way. This is why I told you to fucking wait. I guess Carl had gotten impatient, like me, and decided to tie his own lure while Flynn helped me with mine. Flynn takes out a knife from his pocket and takes the spinner from Carl, scowling. I'd throw this away if I hadn't so fucking few with them. What's wrong with you, Carl? Carl shoves his paws into his pocket as he watches Flynn struggle with getting the knot fixed. I don't see what the big deal is. It's attached, isn't it? New restaurant is now open, named Gaping Cavern. Oh my goodness, this is the horny. Heck yeah. He looks at me and grins, shrugging his shoulders. I shrug back. You made it so fucking big, it's not gonna spin right. Flynn is muttering angrily under his breath, squeezing his forearms to his chest as he tries to keep his fingers steady. Carl rolls his eyes and looks over at me and grins. Why we gotta fish with these when we got an otter with us? I'm willing. That's not the point. Flynn almost growls, prodding and poking at the messy knot. It's about relaxing, and how's Chase gonna relax swimming around the whole time? He finally seems to get a handle on the mess and starts tugging at the line. True. Swimming is relaxing, to be fair. Extremely relaxing. And how I'm gonna relax with you fucking everything up? The line finally drops away from the spinner. That's what I get for bringing a pothead along. Hey, I'm straight right now. Sure you are, Carl. Flynn snickers. You sure about that? Carl rolls his eyes again. Ask... All good. Ask Chase. I sit on a rock as I slowly reel in my line, watching my spinner glisten under the water. Why are you asking me? Hi, Binary. You have what it's called a gaydar. Isn't the idea that everyone has it? He doesn't respond as Flynn starts showing him how to actually tie the line. I come up empty and cast the line out again, listening to the clicking whirl of the reel before the spinner lands with a plop in the middle of the pond. I was wondering where Flynn would go to finish, since we wouldn't go to Emma, obviously. Turns out he and Leo found this pond 20 minutes outside of town, deep in the wilderness. Unsurprisingly, no one comes here, which is why Flynn says the fishing is good. There definitely is something calming about being out in the middle of nowhere, especially with the repetitive motions of fishing to keep you occupied. Finally, Flynn finishes showing Carl how to cast, and the ram launches his spinner out almost all the way to the other side of the pond. Careful, you idiot. If you get snagged at the other end, I'll whoop your ass. Oh, lay off, Flynn. Carl reasoned fast, then cast out again, making a pew sound as he does. Flynn sighs before... Okay, I gotta lower this music. I love the music, but like... It's so fucking loud. Flynn sighs before walking up next to me, watching as I reel in much slower. I feel a little self-conscious with the way he stands over me. Oh, his figure and height. Good lord, my drawers and breeches be on the floor by now. Oh my god. Sure enough, he steps forward, his chest up against my back as he grips the pole. Grab it above the reel post here. He holds the rod, then grabs my paw, slides it up the pole. That way you can really grip it when you catch something. He's right up against my back, arms wrapped around me. Oh. I swallow and try to focus on the pole. All right. I hear him give a low chuckle in his throat, and I glare. Of course he knows what he's doing right now with my paws and the pole. He's probably rubbing in what he said earlier. what he said yesterday. I decide to respond by sliding my tail up the inside of his leg, and I feel him shift against me, his chuckle turning into a grunt of surprise. What the hell are you guys doing? Flynn lets go of the pole and steps back as Carl watches us, his face screwed up in exaggerated disgust. Showing him how to fish. Now it's your turn, fatty. Carl pauses on his reeling. It's not like we've done this before. We haven't done this before. Plus, I don't know if I want to feel your cloaca on my ass. Too bad. Don't worry about it. We're playing okay, first of all, DB, we finished the Leo's route and we got great closure, but like lots of questions. No, yeah, we got closure and we dated the neighbor. We dated the neighbor, the cute raccoon guy, and now we're going after the lizard man, and we're fishing, and we're flirting a bit. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he's teaching me how to grip a fishing rod and such, and where to grip it. Yeah, you can stay as long as you want, DB. I do need, like, the emotional, like the intense emotions here is too strong. Yeah. 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 Also, I just realized the Discord audio was off the entire time, so no one heard Arden. So, my bad.
The entire time.
Yeah, the entire, like, not the entire time, the entire this half. I think my keyboard hit it.
But yeah, so you're helping me test out to make sure that, so if I disappear all of a sudden, that means my PC shut down.
All good. I'm just letting you know, like, just like your cutscenes, if I'm reading, you gotta stay quiet. You can react to it. You don't have to mute yourself. You can react to it, but I gotta finish the sentence.
No. I'm gonna be muted. I'm gonna be here, and I will pop in when necessary. But to prevent myself or background participation.
Yeah. Also, just a heads up. If you're listening onto stream, just mute the tab because there are some music that emulate a heartbeat sound. I'm just letting you know now, DB. Okay? I focus back on fishing, still feeling little warm from the close encounter I just had with Flynn. I'm a little angry that he tried that, especially so soon after what had happened. I try to focus back on how relaxing the motions are, sweeping the lake clockwise as I cast out again and again. If I really did want to catch a fish, though, I would be swimming in the water right now. It isn't that hard to do. I'd done it several times when I was younger in the reservoir. Of course, that's less relaxing since, you have to actively search for the fish, rather than just sit placidly until one bites your lure. I've never killed one before, though. Careful, Carl! I wince and look at the side, seeing Flynn covering his head and ducking as Carl's lure bounces and swings around and above him. You didn't let go of the fucking button! Carl shrugs and starts to swing his pole around, trying to unwrap the line from his pole. Well, if you weren't right up against my tail, you wouldn't have to worry about it. I'm trying to show you. Kapew! Carl launches the lure over the pond so far that it almost lands in the opposite bank. It does, however, wrap tightly around a branch sticking from the fallen log in the shallows. Fucking believable. Oh shit, he starts tugging and pulling, trying to get untangled from the log. Nope, stop, you're gonna have to walk around the edge and get it. What? There's fucking cacti on the edges. No way in hell. Too bad. That's one of my last fucking lures. What? Come on. Carl's shoulder slumps as he looks out across the pond. I sigh and set down my pole and start stripping my shirt off, and followed by my pants. After a pause, I decide to take off my boxers too. It's not like Jenna's here. It takes him a little while to stop arguing now about the plural form of cactuses or cacti, and realize that I'm now nude. Chase? I'll get the damn lure. Just stop arguing. Just want an excuse to give a little striptease, huh? Shut up. We've all seen each other naked. I do try to angle my hips away so they can't see my balls and dick. Which is hard to do considering I've got a pretty steep bank to wobble over. I managed it though, and pretty soon I'm sludging through the thick mud. Careful, I don't know what the fuck's in there. Didn't you say no one comes here? I don't get a response because I dive in right after that. The familiar feeling of water closing up around me as cutting off air and sound.